Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
One of the coolest things we were able to mention in the show today, but it was so quickly I wanted to revisit because it's beautiful. Today is International Pay It Forward Day. And that we always think of it as being only, pay for the car behind you at the drive-thru or pay for the coffee person's behind you. Like, pay it. Mm-hmm. Say, I want to take care of this. Don't let them know and leave.
And then hopefully it creates that chain.
Hope it wasn't a $500 order.
It's almost like that's pay it backwards, though, right? Not forwards.
But you can't pay it forward if you... Anyway, we'll talk about that, but I want to give you some other ideas. My favorite part of the story, and we touched on this, but quickly, is the largest known pay it forward that ever happened, where it was just a ripple effect of a stranger and then a stranger and then a stranger. Not some huge donation that a corporation made, but all these different strangers realizing, oh, I'm here, somebody paid for mine, well, I will do it. I will pay for someone else. The largest known one happened in Minnesota in 2020 when we needed it most, in December of 2020 at a Dairy Queen drive-thru where about 900 cars paid for the meals behind them. It lasted for 2.5 days.
That's insane.
That's fantastic. After 3 things to know, what did you say? You said, who's the person that stopped it?
Yeah. I'd like to know the name and what the reason is.
Well, you never know. What if you only had a little bit of money?
Yeah, right.
What if you only had a little bit of money and you were worried that there was a carload or it was a bus behind you? I mean, you never know.
And I know it's getting ticky-tacky, but the last person at night when they close down, what do they pay for the next day?
The first order.
They don't know what it is yet, though.
It doesn't matter. When you pay for somebody behind you, you don't know what they're ordering yet. Yeah. You're hoping that most people roll into a coffee shop and order a mocha, right? One mocha, maybe 2 things, a muffin and a mocha. That's the chance you take when you pay it forward, right?
You start the day with the cash register having a credit.
Yeah.
Right, Murphy. Now, when you do pay it forward at the grocery store, heads up, everybody, Sam does pay it forward sometimes at the grocery store.
So be sure to get behind him next time.
Man, I'm definitely going to do that if I ever see you at the neighborhood grocery store again, which we have. You just say, I'll pay for the person behind me. Yeah. And you just leave, and they never know. They can't thank you.
Yeah, well, I've done it for the person in front of me, too, which I guess it's technically paying it forward.
Well, what do you do? Cut in front of them?
No, you're standing there in line and they're ringing that person up while you're waiting because your stuff's on the belt. And when they hit the line, because I've had it before where the person, hang on, I can't find my card.
And you just pay for it?
My wallet's in the car, or, something. And it's like you look at it and go, what's this, $10-15? I'll pay for it. Just go ahead. Thanks. Have a nice day.
And
I know Murphy's going to say, yeah, that's because you're impatient. Get out the way.
How has it been received? Have they been like, oh, my gosh, thank you?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
Because a lot of the pay it forwards that we do in our society are you don't know the person who did it. It's the ripple effect of some nice stranger, which they say, keep doing it the way you're doing it, Sam. But they do say that's the best because you can't. Somebody paid for your Chick-fil-A order, let's just say. So you want to pay. You feel so fantastic about it, and you can't thank them. So what do? You pay for the person behind you.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That's
you're
why
right.
it becomes a ripple effect.
Makes sense. Well, the way that Sam does it has the built-in Sam threshold of pain, though. You know what I mean? Because that way, if it's like, I can't find my checkbook and it's $200, it's like, I'll help you find your checkbook.
Yeah. Well, then you better go to the car and get it.
My actual surprise in that is it brings on a confrontation, it brings on conversation, and you normally are not, you don't seem to roll that way normally, which is really beautiful of you to open yourself up like that.
Good.
Well, keep in mind, it doesn't happen every day.
Okay. Well, today is International Pay It Forward Day.
Well, then I'll go to the grocery today.
They do say this.
How do most people react, though, when you do that? Since they're in front of you and they see it, I mean, are they willing to accept it?
Oh, yeah. I haven't had anybody yet that says, no, you don't have to do that. It's just the standard. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely wonderful. There are the number one way we think of paying it forward is what we just described, the whole pay for the person behind you, you're gone. And it's beautiful and lovely and pretty easy to pull off. But there are other ways to do it. And so I wanted to go over some other ways that have been thrown out into the world. if you're leaving a restaurant and you have leftover food, give it to someone that you see in need on the way home. You see that all the time. They will most likely happily accept it. Mm-hmm. It's a good day to donate school supplies.
Oh, yeah.
To a school in your neighborhood, a school your child attends. Maybe if they don't even attend, or drop something off just for the teachers that day. They don't even have to know who you are. You just did it. Help a neighbor with yard work or something like that. If if you pay attention in your neighborhood, something's going on. We have some neighbors right now, Murphy, who one of the family members is home a lot and she is sick. And I've only gone over one time to say, hey, check on something, see what's going on. But I think I might do that, because why not? What if they do need something? What if they need me to pick up something when I go to the store? Because that's a real thing.
Yeah. And it's not in people's nature to want to burden anybody. Well, asking, I guess they assume it's a burden,
Correct. Yeah. That dawned on me the other day. It's our neighbor, and her name is Lisa, and she's sick right now. And she probably is the person who buys the milk and makes sure there's toilet paper in the house and stuff like that. And so the next time I run to the store, why not ask if they need something? That would be a good thing to do. Not just today, but any day. Yeah. Cook a meal. Or if you're cooking a big amount of food, go ahead and bring it over to somebody else in the neighborhood. You do some of that too, Sam.
I've done that. I'm going to the ballpark this evening for Hollis, my grandson's baseball game. So
nice.
It's $3 to get in, so,
You could pay it forward tonight.
Maybe you want to get in front of Sam today.
Yay! That's super, super awesome. Also, we think of it as paying for something, one thing, ripple effect, and I do love that, but you can volunteer today. You can, any of those day of service activities you've ever thought of. It's just a day to stop and go, okay, what can I do that's nice? What can I do today that's not selfish? Because it will make you feel better too.
Well, and it may stick, for every day in the future. That actually is. I know that every day is a designated day these days for something.
Yeah.
It seems, but something like this is the kind of thing that really, can stick and work every day. It makes a difference every day. And beyond that, if you're having a bad day, sometimes the best thing you can do is do something for a stranger, and maybe they don't even know about it. You know what
Correct.
I mean?
It gets you out of your own head.
Right.
Maybe I owe somebody at Chick-fil-A today, I can tell you. Let me tell you, I held up the line at Chick-fil-A the other day.
Oh, did you?
Special order?
No, not special order, just driving through. I'm not as hip to the menu. I don't know what's on the menu that I want necessarily. When you drive through, they're on it, man. They walk up and what can you get? What's your name? Right. What do you want? I'm like, I need to see the board. And I had pulled up the menu on my phone. Anyway,
it's chicken.
I know. It's not just chicken.
I was waiting for Sam to say.
Chicken sandwiches, chicken strips, chicken nuggets.
No,
but
chicken salads.
Yes.
And they have 3 or 4 different salads. And I wanted the one that I had before, but I couldn't remember the name of it.
Oh, yeah.
So she didn't mind. She let me, we'll go up to the board and then I'll get your order. And sure enough, though, I held up the line. You could just tell there was this huge gap in the line. So maybe I'll pay it forward at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Maybe get behind me today at Chick-fil-A.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi podcast.